Hey friends, welcome to another Sunday night session. Excited to have you here with me tonight. So thank you for joining me if you're here. If you're here for the very first time, welcome. We have every Sunday night and actually every Friday night as well, we have the most beautiful group of people that come and craft with me. I do the crafting, they watch and comment and give me ideas, and we inspire each other. So if this is your first time, welcome. How exciting. I am going to be doing a couple of things tonight. We're in an interesting time period at the moment. This is a retirement month, and what that means is we have a catalogue that is coming to an end this month. Hey, Megan, welcome back. I hope you're feeling a lot better. Hi there, Kay. Nice to see everybody here tonight. We've got all the Margarets here. I see Margaret Janoski. You've got the right name tonight, Margaret. And Margaret Gordon. Hey there, Jenny. We've got lots of people saying hi. So if I've missed anybody already, I'm so sorry. But I know a few more people are going to be coming on and joining us over the next little while. Oh, another Margaret. Margaret Griffith. Hello. Lots of Margarets tonight. Hey, Wendy. How are you over in the UK? It's early in the day over there, isn't it? Or earlier. It's 7:30 at night here. Heaps better. Yeah, it's a yucky old thing, isn't it? Hello, Collard Crafts. Now, do I have a name associated with Collard Crafts? Let us know who you are. Hey, Judy. Nice to see you. Hey, Denise. All right. So I've got a few things to show you. First of all, it's a retiring month, which means that we have a catalogue that's coming to an end. It's this one. Okay, and I've gone through mine and I've highlighted everything in here that's leaving us. So if it's got a highlighter pen on it, I know it's going. Okay, so that's really helpful. And if you have a catalogue and you're not sure what's going and what's staying, you can either go to the online store and look for yourself, or you can do what I've done and go through the list with a highlighter pen and mark everything off in the catalogue. It's very handy. Hey there, Jane. Nice to see you. Oh, hey, Trudy. I should have realised. I'm so sorry. I didn't realise that was you. And then we have another catalogue that came out last month. This is the big one. This is the annual catalogue. So you can see it's a nice thick book full of beautiful ideas. Once upon a time, these used to be called a catalogue and idea book. That's what used to be written on the front of the catalogues. But these days, it just says annual catalogue on the front, but they absolutely are still idea books. Okay, so if you're looking for inspiration and ideas to copy, the catalogue is a great place to start because it's got some fantastic new ideas. Which stamp set is it? There's actually one that I know everyone's expecting me to get, but I haven't yet. I wonder what it was, Megan. On Friday night, we played with a new set. I had this one, which is a new set to me. Whoops, it's got a bit of a light on it there. It's called Happier Than Happy. Isn't that so cute? And it's in the catalogue, and it's got a suite of products. It's got gorgeous paper, matching ribbon, and dies. And that's what we played with on Friday night. And I may get it out again tonight. We'll see. I'm not starting with that one, though. Hey, Cherie, nice to see you there. Oh, that set is lovely. I'm glad it's on your list. Yeah, it's super cute. Was it on your list before you watched the video, or did I help make that decision? Sorry if I've pushed you into spending money. Although, you know, I say sorry, but that's kind of partly my job. Don't you know that? And don't you worry, I'm an addict, the same as you guys. So it's not me getting you guys to spend money all the time. Sometimes it's me justifying the money I've spent myself. So, and see, the girls are saying they missed you. In the new mini or the current mini? Which one do you mean, Megan? Do you mean the new one? I'm looking at the new one right now and seeing if that's one. That is a set that I would buy, but I don't know that that's the one that's in the new mini on that page number. Let's look in the old mini. Let's see. Yeah, you mean the new mini. Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, I know what you mean. And it does help seeing what people do with stamp sets to know whether or not you really want them. Sometimes you see, I've occasionally created something and I've had people say, well, you know, that's really good that you did that because, you know, I've definitely decided that I don't want it now, which is not very good, is it? But oh well, if it helps you make a decision, it's still good. So there you go. which suite can you not warm to? Do you mean the one with the bear, Wendy? Did you watch Friday night? I had lots of fun with that. This is the card. Actually, I didn't finish the card on the video, but this is the card we made on Friday night, and we used the new masking paper. Megan, was it you that asked me to see if I could do something with the masking paper? I think it might have been. And this is the card that we did. So I ended up with 2 bears. So it's actually the same stamp, but we used the masking paper so it looks like one bear is actually behind the other. And that was a really cute technique that we did on Friday night. So that's how the finished card, I'm trying to hold it so it's square to the camera. That's how the finished card ended up. Okay. Not for you. See, there's a fox too. I like the bears, but there's a fox, and I have a friend who became a grandmum last week, just a few days ago, and I had this set in mind when I was purchasing because I want to make her a baby card. So there you go. I like the little owl too. Can you see the owl there in the middle? This little guy, and you can sit him on the stump over here, this little stump, and I think that's super cute. The paper's really nice with it too. Even if you don't like the stamp set, the paper might do it for you because the paper is super cute. That's okay. Oh, you're gnome mad, Donna. See, I'm not a gnome person. I love the colors in the new gnome suite, in the new mini. Love the colors. I like the embellishments, but don't know. I'm still deciding whether I'm going to get the set because I don't really, gnomes don't do it for me, just like bears don't do it for some people here. So there you go. Oh, was it Jody that asked? Oh, Jody, I'm so sorry. I got you and Megan mixed up. That's not so bad, is it? You're both nice people, so not so bad to get each other mixed up. Sorry about that. The Scotty dog is very cute, and it's a punch. We like punches. All right. I'm going to switch over to the desk, and first of all, I'm going to use something that is leaving us. So let's do that. We're going to do something old, something new tonight. All right, so let's see how we go here. Flick over. All right, so everyone can see my desk okay, I hope. I'm just going to move this a little bit so it's a bit more centered. That's better. All right, so this is the catalogue that's retiring. And like I said, I've gone through and highlighted everything in here that's going. So if it's got a highlighter through it, it means it's a retiring set. So this one is going. See, that's another little forest animals one. One that I will miss is the rainbows. Okay, those are going. I'm just going to, while I've got my computer here, I'm just going to quickly log in and see if anything has actually sold out yet. Last time I looked, nothing had. And I'm just going to confirm that before I say that, because sometimes things can suddenly sell out. So let's see if anything has. In the US, I know that's not the case. No, nothing sold out. Everything is still available right now. So so I guess that takes away a little bit of the urgency. But don't forget, there is only a couple of weeks left of this catalogue. So as of the end of June, it's gone. Okay, so I guess there's a little urgency there. But nothing has yet sold out here in Australia. And I know in my friend Susan was telling me over in the US that quite a number of items have sold out, especially stamp sets, she said. So, but not here, not here. All right, so I'm still deciding what to play with later on, but I thought I would pick some paper that I have that is going to be retiring. And I really, really like this paper, and I haven't played with it nearly enough. And some of you have seen me use it. It's part of the Abstract Beauty suite of products. So let's just go back so I can see that you're looking at what I'm looking at. Oh, really? So you've been converted, have you, Donna? Maybe I love the rainbows too. I know. The rainbows are awesome. I know. Sorry, Michelle. It's hard. Don't feel like you have to be swayed by me, but I love showing what I'm doing with the different things. And I do want to tell you guys again about my class tonight. So some of you I know have, there's a few people here who have already purchased the tutorial that I've got going for my class this week. It's available until next Sunday. I'm really excited because it's the first time I've ever run a technique class online, and the techniques that I'm doing this month are white ink techniques. So there's so much you can do with white ink. It's super, super versatile, and I have gone ahead and done a bunch of projects. So before we do anything, I'm going to show you those. The main reason being that I used to always hide, or not hide, but I didn't like to put my projects out there before classes because I was worried that people would just be able to recreate them just by seeing the photos and then not need to do the class. But I've also discovered that's a little bit different. So if I run a class in person, people just come. They don't need to see the projects ahead of time. They just need to know the name of the class, what kind of technique we're doing, and they just come. Excuse me. Sorry. But the interesting thing is that online is totally different. People like to see what they're making. This has been what I've discovered. They like to see what they're making before they come or before they purchase. They don't want to purchase and then find out that they don't like it. So it's just a different take. I guess when they were coming in person, they were coming to spend the time in the community and being together, and I used to give them lunch, and so it was a whole experience. So there was a different reason to come. In fact, some of the girls would book in months in advance, not even knowing what the class was going to be. They just knew I was going to have one and they would come. So that was really lovely, but online isn't like that, okay? So you guys want to see the project, so I'm going to give you a bit of a look. This is the first card that we're making. I love this white ink coloring technique. It's very simple, very easy to do. All the cards are super simple. Anyone can do them. This one features two techniques. This features embossing, but also whitewashing. The real purpose of this is whitewashing. If you don't have embossing tools, so you don't have a embossing powder or a heat tool perhaps, then you can sort of still get away with this. You would have to use stays on ink because it would have to resist the water, but embossing certainly looks better with this. So there's embossing, and then there is also whitewashing. And then I did a second version of this one that some of you may have seen where here it is here, same card, but I've coloured with the whitewashing. So you can, see very easily how you would do that. Okay, and it's very, very pretty. Card number 3 is this one. Okay, where we've got our white ink on in our embossing folder, and I'll show you how to put that together. And the last one is the 3D masking. Okay, so that's giving you a real 3D look to your background. Can you see the little bit of shadow created there and the white ink to produce that 3D effect? So that's those are the projects in the class. I'll be showing you some tips and ideas as well, how to re-ink your pad, all kinds of things. Okay, so I hope that you will love it. They should start being sent out tomorrow. I've received a few purchases today for the tutorial only, and then people are ordering $50 or more if they want to actually receive the supply pack as well. Okay, so but you can certainly make it with whatever you have in your collection and just purchase a tutorial if you prefer, and the tutorial is 20 Australian dollars. Okay, so there you go. I can't wait to see how it goes. I really am after feedback. It's an experiment. So if people don't like doing techniques online, if they don't like this way of doing it, then I guess that feedback will come through, and I probably won't offer them again, but I'm wanting to see if it can be done successfully in this format. So if you have purchased, I'd love to know what you think afterwards, what you think. Okay. Well, I can see you all chatting away here. Oh, I know what you mean, Cherie. Sometimes we do need to rein it in a little bit, don't we? And I just pace myself. The other thing is I do actually sell all of my retired products, all of them. I try and get rid of everything, and it either gets donated if it hangs around long enough, or I sell it online, or I do a buy one get one free deal. I did one of those in October last year online, and I had a lot of people who purchased from me some sets that I was getting rid of. So I do try and get rid of as much of my retired stuff as possible so I don't end up with too much stuff. So there you go. And it helps me fund my future purchases. So there you go. Oh, really? Just now? That notification just came through, Megan? That's really slow. Oh, that's very funny. Hey there, Jenny. Nice to see you here tonight. Oh, Sunny, don't ever worry about being late. You never have to worry about that. You show up when you show up, and that's what replays are for, right? So this is a set called Abstract Beauty, and the stamp set and the dies, which you can also see over the page here, this stamp set called Hello Beautiful, and then the matching dies called Beautiful Shapes. Okay, these are really nice. The dies and the stamps are going into the annual catalogue, or they are in the annual catalogue, so they're not going anywhere. However, the bundle, which is currently the 10% off price, the bundle will no longer be available. So if you love the stamps and the dies and you want to get them a little bit cheaper, get them before the end of June, because you'll get them at the bundle price. In the new catalogue, they are separate items. Okay, so you do have a bundle code here for them, but not in the annual catalogue. The other thing is we also have some other things like accessories to go with them. The adhesive backed hexagons are really cute. They're 50% off those, guys. So if you love these that match little hexagon shapes, there's Memories and More cards and envelopes, and also an ephemera pack. Well, these are actually not a Memories and More. These are just called Abstract Beauty cards and envelopes. Then you have an ephemera pack, and you've got what I think is the star of this show, this gorgeous, gorgeous paper. All right, so I'm going to bring the paper over and we're going to have a little look at it. This paper does feature one of the retired, actually two retired in colours, Magenta Madness and Just Jade, both of which retired out of the recent annual catalogue. However, there are lots of other colours in there, Night of Navy, Blushing Bride, Pumpkin Pie, Crushed Curry. All these colours are still current. I love them all, and I have discovered that you can put, even though Just Jade's in here, Mint Macaron works really, really well with this colorway, and with the Magenta Madness, Polish Pink is a really close pink. Okay, they are different, but they're close. So I'm going to show you those, and we're going to look at the paper. And the thing about this paper is it's a little bit, I think this is an experimental size because I haven't seen them do this before, and I'm wondering if they'll do it again. The paper is 4 inches by 6 inches. So in the past we've had 12 by 12 and 6 by 6, but this is 4 by 6. Okay, so it's a little bit bigger than a card front size. I think it's good because there's less wastage. So on a 6 by 6 card, I was cutting off quite a bit to make it fit to card size, but on a 4 by 6 you don't lose very much at all. So I think it's a better use of space. So let's have a look at it. It's so beautiful. So I've got my pack of paper here. You can see the size that it is. Okay, and I've got an open pack as well. I've done quite well with this pack. This one is, I think this is a brand new pack. I don't know whether I've used any of this at all, but let's have a quick look. So as always, the paper is double-sided, and you can see, even though there's Just Jade in this, Mint Macaron works really, really well, like I said. This side has the gold foiling. Can you see the foil in the picture there? It's absolutely beautiful. So you've got your gold foil on one side, and there's 4 sheets of each design. Okay, so Blushing Bride, and I would use Mint Macaron there. Just Jade on the back. That's really pretty, isn't it? But see, that looks nice with Mint Macaron. Keep going through. We've got black and white and gold, and on the back just some black and white splatter, which is really nice. This one's really nice. Even though navy is the color mentioned in here, this looks to me more like the Misty Moonlight, but Misty Moonlight and navy look really good together, so you certainly could put that on a piece of navy and it would look great. Let's move that. And then on the back it's kind of like a rainbow, very, very bright. I probably wouldn't use that side as much, but it would have its uses. This is really pretty. Look at that gold on there. Can you see all that lovely shiny stuff? On the back we have black and white. This one, little dots with a few gold bits in there, some crushed curry, or is it pumpkin pie? No, it's crushed curry and some crosses on the back. Now the paper that I used the most out of this pack was actually the golden white dots and the golden white stripes. They look so nice with so many of the other colors. But this paper is 30% off. Okay, so it was $26, but you'll get this 30% off, so it's a really good price right now. And like I said, nothing's sold out of here yet. All right, some little gold flecks through that one. This one I used a bit because I really like an ombre look. So it goes like from Just Jade down to Mint Macaron, fades out to white. That's really nice. This has got pumpkin pie and a little bit of crushed curry, gold. It's a really interesting mix of colors. This is the one I told you about, the gold dots. That's the one I use the most. That one and the stripes, because they go with everything. So it's nice, isn't it? Oh, yes, it would go with one of the new sweets. Which one are you thinking of specifically, Jenny? Oh, that's nice, the pink too. Let's look on the back of that one. Is pink. Oh, no, that's, I picked up too many. That's Blushing Bride and White. Could be snow. It's very pretty. There's this one here with the little pink flowers and some gold flecks through it. And on the back of that, you've got your pink stripes. And then this one here, which is like, looks to me, balmy blue, polished pink, Blushing Bride in gold and white, of course. And on the back, we've got some balmy blue squares. Can you see the squares? I'm trying to hold them up so you can see them. There they are. Oh, you're thinking, yeah, you could be thinking of some prints. That's a good attempt, Michelle. I'd say that's probably the one she's thinking of. You're probably right. It's very, very nice. All right, so these are beautiful. Okay. Now, when I was going through my pack today and thinking, oh, I'd really like to use some of that paper. I was just looking at this and thinking that would be a really nice background. You could have it as a sky and put some trees and do those little bears and foxes and things, and it could be a really nice, sky background. That'd be nice. Or you could use it with the lighthouses. Oh, it'd look nice with the lighthouses, like a sky in front of the lighthouses. Or you could have, you know, the little sailing boat, the Punch. He could be on a sailing on a stormy sea, and that could be the sky behind. So there's a lot of things you could do with that one. All right, so I'm going to put these ones back in my packet, seeing as that is a new packet. There's 4 of everything, so that means it's new. And that means that you have a total of 48 sheets in one of these packs. I'm just having a little, I know, isn't the DSP just beautiful, Jody? I love it. So when I was going through earlier, and I discovered that I had a whole bunch of strips left over from some other pieces. Now, I told you that Magenta Madness is in this. This is actually polished pink, not Magenta Madness, because Magenta Madness has retired. But let me show you something. What I discovered was that even though this is Magenta Madness, I've still got some, as you can see. You can see the difference. Can you see the difference in the colour? And yet, this is polished pink ribbon, and it goes really well with both. Okay, so the polished pink ribbon and the polished pink cardstock will go quite well with this, even though it's Magenta Madness in the paper. I thought it was kind of nice. All right, so as well as that, we have the matching stamp set called Hello Beautiful, and these are the dies. Now, I have used these dies a lot. I have a scrapbooking page coming up that I'm going to be working on that uses the hexagons. I love hexagons, and I just think they're so classy and they always look good. Probably my most pinned post ever in all the years I've been doing this, and I've been doing it nearly 16 years. The most pinned post ever on Pinterest for me is a hexagon scrapbooking layout. It's had more likes, pins, reactions than anything else I've ever done. So other people love hexagons too. And I do a little bit of crochet in my spare time. Not that I have a lot of spare time, but when I do, I like to sit down on the lounge and crochet, and or crochet, as some people say. And I used to make little hexagon shapes with the crochet once upon a time. Always been fascinated by hexagons. And I did some patchwork with hexagons too at one point. So I've dabbled in a lot of different crafts over the years. But I think my love of paper craft will always rule supreme. All right, so I folded my basic white thick cardstock in half to make my card base. And I've got a piece of 10 centimetre by 14.3 centimetre piece of polished pink, and that is going to be exactly the right size to go on my card base. Okay, so what I'm going to do is set that to one side, and I've got some pieces here that just happen to be left over from other cards that I've made, and I haven't decided which ones I'm going to use, but maybe you guys can help me. So I've got a couple that I think all 4 of them have got polished pink or Magenta Madness, actually, excuse me, the hot pink in them. And I was thinking, we can do a couple of things here. So I've got these pieces are just over 3 centimeters wide. And I'm deciding whether I would like to have them lining up across. So I'm really just wanting to use up some scraps here. Okay. A little bit of a funny throat tonight. Pretty sure it's not COVID. For those who didn't know, last Monday, Ben tested positive for COVID for the 3rd time. So we've actually had COVID in our house 4 times now. And luckily, neither my husband or I have had it at all. Okay. I'm deciding which 3 strips I like the look of. Do we like these 3? Do we want to put in a darker one? Maybe. I don't know. I think maybe stick with the lighter ones, but I'm not really sure. Or maybe I should, you know, change it and have, which ones do you guys think? Do you think the lighter ones with the white background, or do we throw in a navy one, maybe a navy one in the middle? Would that look good? So I'm just sort of doing a little bit of a switcheroo and seeing what's going to look good. And there's a little bit of space in between each one. They do look rather nice. Dark in the middle. You like this one, Denise? So do we ditch this one? I know, I love lots of different crafts. I know, so many color choices. I know. Lighter ones work well together, says Sandra. Denise thinks dark in the middle. Megan said the spotty one, please. That's this one, I'm assuming. And lighter ones, abstract one on the left. That's this one, I'm assuming you're talking about there, Jody. So I don't know. Do we like it as it is, or do we want to take out? Most people seem to be saying the lighter ones. Sorry, Denise. I know you said dark in the middle. But let's have a little look there and put this one here. They've all got the pink in them, so they're all going to work. Okay, it doesn't really matter which way we go. What do we think? Not the little flower. What Jody said. Not the little flower. Dark in the middle, says Margaret. Ah, I know, right? But the first time he had it, Megan, he was a little bit sick. It knocked him around a little bit. The second time, he was only sick for maybe 2 days. And this time, sick for a day, and the rest of the time he's just bored. And he'll do a test tomorrow because it's the 7th day today. He'll do a test tomorrow. And then if he tests negative, he'll go back to normal as of tomorrow. So there we go. Dark one grounds the cats. Nothing grounds our cats, Sean, at all. But I think you mean grounds the card is what's on the flip side. Good question. Let's have a little look. We've got, I think not with the Crush Curry. With the back of this one, we've got, see, I don't think, I want to try and keep something with pink in it. This one has blues. So the flip sides, what about this one? This one would work. This has got the stripy flowers, the stripy bits. So we certainly could get away with that. Everyone's wanting to find out how these would look with that. What do we think? That could be a go. Do we like that? Flip side to the dark one was the green. I know, and my daughter had it once. So we've actually had it in the house 4 times. 3 times with Ben, 1 time with Emma. But Paul and I, my husband and I, have not caught it. And every time we test, and we test at the beginning when the other person gets it, and we test again at the end before they go back to life. And, yeah, take the blue one out and use the other one. So this one, take it out and then put this one in. Is that what we want? Oh, actually, I like this one on the side. I don't know why, but I just think those gold bits look better on the side. And then maybe this one here. Are we getting something we're happier with now? Is that better? I think that might be better. Abstract in the middle, says Jody. Pink flipped, yes. Okay, so we've done that. I'm thinking this might be it. I'm pretty happy with that. I think any of them are going to look good, and I do like this one, but I don't think it's the right thing for this pink card. So Yes, yes, and yes. Okay. All right. So let's do that. Now, when I do 3 strips like this, I find the easiest way to get it to line up and work is to put the middle one first. And what I'm going to do is I line this up here so I'm in exactly the same place on my grid paper, because if I do that, then I know exactly where my middle is and it's easier for me to position this piece. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to put, and also if you use Tombow, or you can use tape or seal or whatever, but if you use Tombow, the cool thing is that you can slide it into position. So I do recommend when you're trying to get perfect placement with something, you'll find that Tombow is a really good way to go. So if it's not perfect in the first instance, it doesn't really matter because you can slide it. All right, so let's pop that down. And then, now I've already cut the hexagons just to make things go a little smoother tonight, and I didn't think you needed to watch me cut those out. So I've cut out 2 hexagons, the 2 biggest ones. I did one in white for my sentiment and one in vellum because I just love a vellum piece underneath my sentiment. I always think that looks nice. And when you see the cards I've done in the class, I've done the same thing. I've used vellum behind a couple of the sentiments for the cards in the class because I just love that so much. I just think it's a really good look. All right, so that one's there, and then this one over here on this side. Now pink isn't, I know not everyone likes pink. I do like pink, but it's not my favorite in the whole wide world combination. I'm more of a blue girl, but having said that, I do really like the way this pink brings this, like pulls this all together. I think it looks rather nice. There we go, just like that. And then we have our hexagons, and one hexagon is going to layer straight under the other. But of course, first of all, we need to put a sentiment on. So let's look at our set. We've got one that says, "This calls for a celebration. First of all, you're amazing. I miss your face. Hello, beautiful. Thank you. And so happy to know you." First answer is the one that I'm going to grab. Whichever one you would like me to have, but whoever gives me an option first is the one that I'm going to look at. And there's a little bit of a delay between you guys typing and me working out what I want. Thank you, says Jenny. Okay, well, Jenny, you're first. So that's the one we're going to do. Thank you, it is. All right, so I'm going to put that there. And because we're using, it just makes sense to me, we're going to use polished pink, which is the ink that's going to match up with these other bits and pieces, so that just makes sense. We also need to decide which way we want our hexagon to go. Do we want it to go this way with the point going up, or do we want it to go this way with the points going, you know, east west rather than north south? Personally, I prefer it with the point going up. I just don't know why. That just looks more right to me. But if you feel differently, you could always do it a different way. I'm going to put this into my polished pink ink, and I'm going to pop it just there, my thank you. It doesn't matter, does it? What size is the matting layer? You mean the pink matting layer, or do you mean, you do mean the pink matting layer, I think, don't you? Just checking. This is 10 centimeters wide by 14.3. Okay. And that will always be the perfect size to fit on a card base that is half a piece of A4 and then folded in half. Okay, when you do that, then this is 10 centimeters by 14.3 always. And so then if I wanted to do another layer inside the mat, like a double mat, the next one would be half a centimeter down from there, so it'll be 9.5 centimeters by 13.8. Okay, so you're going down half a centimeter each time. All right, so before I put this on here, I think we need to do just a little bit more stamping. We've got some really fun shapes in here, and I really, really like the shapes. I think I'll grab this one today, but these are just great for like providing with a background, and we've got lots of colors here that we can work with. I'm deciding which one I want to do. So, oops, need to put that actually on there better. That's better. So I could go with like mint macaron, would work well. The Balmy Blue would work well. Normally I would go with my, I think I need to order myself a new Blushing Bride, because it doesn't, the color isn't stamping very nicely. So I think I need to check that out. I could even use the same pink, but stamp it off a couple of times to make it lighter. So that's another option as well. But I was thinking maybe a contrasting color would be good. So let's have a little look and see what Balmy Blue looks like. You work in inches, that's fine. Doesn't matter, some people do. The only thing is that our cardstock doesn't lend itself very well to the US letter size, because it's different sizes. So even if I do a template and I'm offering, so for example in the class that I'm doing, see that's stamped off and I think that's just right. Right, so it's like a little background for our sentiment. All right, so I'm going to pop some dimensionals behind here. So what I was saying, I can't remember what I was saying. What was I saying? Goodness me, I'm having one of those moments. Never mind. Some days are like that. Just grabbing my dimensionals. Got a brand new pack here. I'm going to pop them inside here. I know it looks good over the sentiment, and that's what I like about this set, is it's really easy to come. It just looks better than a sentiment stamped by itself. It's almost like your sentiment has a background, and I really like that. So on top of here, I'm now going to position this on my vellum piece. And like I said before, I love a little vellum layer. See how nice that looks? It just gives it a little bit more pizzazz. All right, so we can go right in the middle. We can go to one side. I rather fancy one side. I think that looks rather good. What do you think? Do we like that? Oh, Katrina, don't ever worry about that. That's what replays are for. It's absolutely fine. All right, so I'm thinking, like I said, I don't really plan this out terribly well before I start, but I'm thinking maybe we might like a couple of little, I don't have the ephemera pack. If I did have the ephemera pack, you know, you could put a couple of these like little flowers and things popping out from behind the sentiment, or some of the little leaves, the gold leaves would look rather nice. And I could do that on here, or I could just use my bow punch and do a couple of leaves, probably in gold, because they're probably going to, I mean, you could use the supple glimmer paper, but I rather like the idea of doing the gold. Okay. There's a number of things you could add to this to make it really pretty. And you could even, where is my stamp set gone? Here it is. You could even just, you know, grab a few little flowers and little leaves from here and stamp them, cut them out and pop them on here. But I'm not going to do that today. I'm actually going to pop this, because I've already got a dimensional layer. We don't need more dimensionals. So I'm just going to add some glue behind that. Rose gold leaves. That's an interesting idea. So I'm just going to pop that there, and that won't take very long to dry. Liquid glue does dry quite quickly. I'm thinking of just going with the gold that's in here. So I have got some gold foil, which is always good. You can never go wrong with gold foil. Never ever. So we've got a couple of little leaves. It does 2 leaves at a time, this punch. I'm pretty sure the punch is not retiring from memory, so I will check that for you, but I'm pretty sure it is not. All right, so 2 of those and 2 of those, because that's what we get when we punch. And I'm thinking, where will these like to go? So maybe one of these in here. Yep, that's where I want it. So I'm going to use glue dots to put these in, because glue dots are so good for this kind of thing. And because we only put a couple of dimensionals and we put them a fair way in, there's plenty of room. I mean, I could put it under here, but I've already tomboed that down. My idea is to put them in underneath here where our dimensionals are. So I'm going to add a glue dot behind here. So we attach it to the glue dot itself and then lift it off, push it a little harder, and then lift it off so that the glue dot comes too. And of course, because I'm on video, it doesn't want to do that. That's better. Let me see. That's rather nice. And I'm going to do another one. I might do a small one at the top. I'm wanting to add 3. I'm just deciding where to add them. I might just add the one big one. And then maybe a little guy at the top. The other thing we could do is use our polished pink ribbon if we wanted to. So I wonder if that's going to be too much. Do you think the ribbon's too much? What do you guys think? We can try it. Let's do a little bow and see how it looks. This is Crumpet's favorite ribbon. For anyone who doesn't know, I got up this morning and there was Fresh Freesia open weave ribbon, the same as this, but in the Fresh Freesia colour, all the way up and down the hallway about 3 times, where he'd obviously grabbed hold of it and just ran with it, and then ran back up the other end with it still in his mouth and ran back down again. He loves this ribbon. It is his favourite. Doesn't care what colour. He just happens to like this open weave ribbon. I think it must feel nice or something. I don't know what it is. So quite often I go to use ribbon and there's little holes in it, as you might imagine. Yeah, I'm wondering that too. They don't seem to lift as well as, I mean, they do if you can help them, but they don't seem to lift as easily as they once did. I agree. All right, I'm rather liking the ribbon, I think. So I'm going to, let me see. Now, just before I started this video, I had I'll just use oh, here they are. I was going to say I had my ribbon scissors in my hand. Found them. Okay. Let me just trim that. All right. Oh, I've managed to get a couple. They don't come off well on my fingers, but I managed to get a couple on my table here. Might as well use those, hey? All right, and let's pop that right there in the middle and see how that looks. What do we think? Is that too much? I think it looks okay. I wouldn't want to add anything else, except maybe I happen to see a couple of these. Got a couple of little iridescent rhinestones. You can't go wrong with those. So let's add a couple of those. You know, it's one of those cards that, you know, maybe it's a little too much, but oh well. There we go, just like that. And then, of course, it needs to go onto my card base. So we're going to throw that on there. Oh, that would look nice too. Yeah. Underneath the hexagon. I agree, Sherry. That'd be a nice look. I just really was looking for an excuse to use the ribbon because it's such nice ribbon. I do rather love it. All right. What do we think? We liking this one? Love all the gold and the glitter. I think it looks good. So I know you've heard my sad ribbon story, my ribbon scissors story, have you, Cherie? I did tell it one time, and it takes a bit of time to tell, but let's just suffice to say that the cruise line doesn't let you take these in your carry-on baggage, and they drop them in the bin. So these we used to sell these. They were $58, I think, or $56.95 or something like that. They were very expensive. This set is called Abstract Beauty, and the paper is the Abstract Beauty 4x6 paper, and it's on page 48 and 49. And actually, there's a close-up of the stamp set over the page as well. But 48 and 49 is where you can see the bits and pieces, and there's that beautiful paper down the bottom there that we just used. Isn't it nice? I know. I was so sad. I couldn't believe it. My first pair, the first pair I ever owned, was used in a very bad move by my small son at that time. He's not small anymore, but at that time he was small, and he used them to cut his Lego, and they were never any good again after that. So that didn't go down very well. So the second pair I guarded very closely until they were confiscated at the cruise line. And then Stampin'Up were on that cruise line because it was an incentive trip, and they had about 6 pairs of these, and I told them my sad story, and they gave me this pair. Isn't that nice? The lady said I could take them. So I was able to put them in my checked baggage and get them off. So this pair was actually free, given to me very kindly by someone in the Stampin'Up team who took pity on me and my sad story. So there you go. I know, Megan, he was in so much trouble. I was absolutely horrified that he used it to cut his Lego. I really like this card. I think it worked out really well. Yay. All right. I want to show you something, and I don't know if I'm going to make a card out of it or not, but I'm going to show you something that you can do with white ink that is not included in the class that I'm doing this week. Okay, so if you want to see other white ink techniques, the 3 things that are included, well, 4 things if you're getting the supplies, but 3 things that are included for everyone who, even if you're just buying the tutorial, is the tutorials, okay, for the 4 projects, a resources list which has links to every video that I could find that I've ever made on white ink, or at least a good percentage of them, and it shows you lots and lots of different techniques, and the videos are there to help you with those. And the third thing is a PDF with all the dimensions for all the cards that are in there. So they're the 3 things that you get in the class. Okay. I know, right? He was trying to make, anyway. All right. So what I want to show you, this is a technique that I have used before on the scrapbooking page. I did it on the scrapbooking page only a couple of weeks ago, and that is using something that I think just about everybody has in the house, and that is bubble wrap. Okay. Oh, I love bubble wrap. Bubble wrap is the bomb. It is awesome stuff. I've used it to do quite a bit of colouring and different ideas, but today I'm going to use it to create kind of like a snow effect. So I'm going to snip it. I'm just cutting a panel of bubble wrap, and I'm making sure it's wide enough to cover my panel of cardstock. Okay, and then what you're going to do is you're going to grab your white ink, okay, one with a, one that's pretty inky if you can. All right, you can't pop this. And Kay MacArthur, if you're watching, I know that you can never do this technique because there's no way you'd have bubble wrap in the house that's not popped. I know you. All right, so I'm actually going to slide my pad along, okay, and ink it up just like a stamp. All right, and then I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to press it, hold it in place, and I'm going to press it to my cardstock. Okay, so I'm basically using it as a printing simple little print that I'm making with the bubble wrap. Really, really easy. I did this with brushes. Some of you may have seen the videos I did with brushes where we sprinkled the brushes on, spritzed it with water, and then you see all these gorgeous circles and bubbles of color. Okay, so this is what it looks like when we've printed it. Now we could wait for that to dry if we want to, which would actually look kind of cool. Doesn't last long with you. I know, Kay. I know, right? Hi there, Tina. Nice to see you. You have a bubble wrap fetish, you can't throw it away. Well, then you should be able to do this technique, okay? Now, you can see it has actually, even the ones that have printed out more lightly, they're still there. Looks kind of cool, huh? You could wait for that to dry and use it as a cool background if you wanted to, which I think looks kind of cool, right? But this is something, and I've actually never done this before, but I know it's going to work. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to grab myself some white embossing powder, and I'm going to emboss it. All right, so let's see how this goes. I'm going to tip my white embossing powder all over the whole thing. You can see straight away where the powder is. Tap off any excess. And then we're going to do the other end. Actually, I might do one end, heat emboss one end first, so I can hold this end. That might be better. And then I'll do the other end. All right, so I'm going to grab my heat tool. Oh, I know, it's good when you've got a big roll like that, Donna. Okay, and we're going to come in here and we're going to heat it. And you should be able to see when it changes color because it'll go whiter and brighter. It just takes a moment for the heat tool to heat up enough. Don't worry if your paper curls up a little bit. I did a video with that Cherie, which you're welcome. Actually, I've done at least one, definitely one, maybe even two, ages ago. And send me a message. Yep. Send me a message and I will send you the link to that video. All right, now it's starting to turn. When I say turn, I can see that it's cooking. I have hundreds of YouTube videos, Tina, on YouTube showing everything from techniques to product ideas to different types of cards, literally hundreds. And I've been doing YouTube videos since about, I don't know, consistently on and off since 2012, 13, something like that. And I really, really enjoy doing YouTube. And that's partly why I'm using the videos in my online class this month, because I figured, look, I've got all this great content, all these fantastic videos that are sitting there not being looked at by anybody because some of them are older videos, and so they don't get as much attention as the newer ones, but they're still good. So that's why I want to include the links to them in a resources document for those of you who are doing the class. I've also done a playlist specifically for white ink. Okay, so let's turn this over. And we're going to do the rest. Now, okay, here's what's happened. It's not a bad thing. Actually, I rather like it. Here's what has happened with me doing this. Because I was heating this end, it partly dried this end, which means that my embossing powder is not sticking as well on this end because it's dried it when I heated it. So I'm just going to pour it over, and there's a little bit sticking there, and I'm just going to do the little bit of, I don't mind it actually. The two colors kind of look kind of cool. But if you wanted to all be done, you would need, I just discovered, you would need to do the whole lot all at once. You couldn't do half like I had thought I would do. I'm just going to use my scissors and hold that down while I just do these last little bits down the bottom here. Now, what happens with the bubble wrap, which is kind of cool, is you actually get the impression from the crinkled paper. So, sorry, the crinkled plastic. So you know how the bubbles are not completely round; they're a little bit saggy, and you get that sagginess actually pressing through onto the paper. All right, so this is pretty much done now. The other thing is, if your paper does curl up, what you can do is also go over the back, because that helps to flatten it out as well. So just a little tip there when you're embossing. And when you glue it down, it will be completely flat, so you don't need to worry about it. A grunge look, yes. Oh, there you go. 2 videos. I was hoping it was 2, but I knew it was definitely 1. And there's one with the dragon. I think it was a dragon that we had a couple of years ago. I know I did one with the dragon. All right. So this is kind of cool, right? Now, you could have this as a snowy background. You could just have it as, I don't know, kind of an abstract kind of a thing. And these little bits of white down here have actually embossed, so they've gone hard and shiny. That's really cool. So I could now do something. For example, I could have my bears in front of a snowy background if I wanted to, and maybe an owl and a stump. We could do that on there. I haven't decided what I want to do with this yet. Oh. Oh, you guys are great. Thank you so much for putting those up. The bubble wrap with the dragon. Yeah, I knew I did that one. Yeah, it's just a nice technique. It is, isn't it? It's a bit of fun. So this is just an idea of something you can do with white ink that that I haven't actually done a video for this before, and it was something I was thinking about today that bubble wrap would actually translate quite well. I knew it would do it quite well. You can see what it looks like, just the printing of it, but if you wanted to make it so that it's a bit stronger and clearer, then emboss it, and it embosses really well. Okay, so I'm going to have a little think about what I'd like to do with this background, and then I might put up a card tomorrow that I've created with this. I'm going to have a little think about what I'd like to do with it. It does look good. Oh, that's okay. I can see, obviously you're searching the YouTube channel right now, and that's awesome. I'm trying to use the content that I've got over there because, like I said, there's so many videos over there, and they're fantastic. Some of them are really good. Probably one of the most popular ones I ever did was the shaving cream galaxy technique. That's been super popular. Everyone loves that. I still get comments on that even today, even though it's years since I did that one. A black ice technique. Yes, we can do that. Haven't done that technique for a long time. That's another embossing technique, but it's a bit of fun. So yep, we could definitely do that. Why don't we do that? All right. Well, it is Sunday night. Tomorrow here in Australia is a public holiday. For any of you who are in Australia, happy Queen's birthday weekend. I know it's not the Queen's birthday. Does anyone know when her actual birthday is? I mean, this is the weekend we celebrate it, which is usually the first or second weekend in June. Does anyone know when the celebration actually is? Katrina, the black ice technique is I will follow up with Megan, and I will do a black ice technique card for you over the next week or so. It's April. Ooh, there you go. Ah, so you aren't having a holiday tomorrow, Megan. In New South Wales it is, and I think in Victoria too. So her birthday is actually 21st of April, but we celebrate, I don't know, why do we celebrate in June or October, as the case may be? I don't know. I guess I just had to pick a date. Maybe April was too close to Easter, maybe. Maybe. Well, there you go. All right, people. Well, I'm going to call this a night. We have got 2 fun cards that that we've done tonight. And you know what? I've already misplaced the other card, but that's okay. I will put it up on the Instagram page and on the Facebook page in the next little while for you guys. Oh, here you go. I found it. Here we are. That's the one tonight that we're doing. So I'll post this up on social media so you guys can have a look at it. Thank you for helping me make it tonight. That was a lot of fun. And you know what? We're right on time tonight. I'll try and stick to an hour if I can. If you are interested in doing the class, I will put the links for that so that you can, it's on my blog for anyone who wants to go to the blog. And there's a PayPal button to click and pay for the tutorial if you just wanted to do the tutorial for $20, or if you want the supply packs to come out to you, place a $50 order or $50 or more. There's a code for it. If you don't have the code, don't panic. It's not the end of the world, but it is good if you have the code, because it just helps me out a little bit. But I'm super excited to have this class come out to you guys, and I really hope that you'll enjoy it. And let me know what you think. You're very, very welcome, and I hope you have a great Queen's birthday weekend tomorrow for those of you who are celebrating that. And if you're not, I hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next Friday. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.